Hi, I'm Vince, and in this sponsored video, I want to tell you all about this KoolStone rock tumbler. It's got a brushless motor, endless woven belts for the belt on the motor, which is excellent. 3 speeds, auto shut off. You can set the days that you want it to tumble. You can set the speed you want it to tumble. This is a great little device, and I'm going to show you what's in it, what you get in the box. And this video is going to take about a month to complete because each stage is between 5 and 6 days long. You got to go through 4 stages. But I will show you each step of the way, how the rocks look as they're coming out each step of the way, how to clean it, and all that kind of stuff. I'm first going to show you what came in the box. Then I'm going to answer some of the most commonly asked questions. And then I'm going to start the first cycle of rock tumbling, which will last for 4 to 6 days. Fortunately, you won't have to be tuned in that time. It'll be just like magic as we go through it. But you get the rock tumbler itself right here, and the door that opens, and you put the rock tumbler in there, the barrel. You get the barrel, and what's unique about this barrel is it's rubber. So it's 6 times quieter than most other rock tumbling kits that have the plastic or metal barrels. So this is all rubber. So this is something you could even use in an apartment building. It's not going to make near as much noise. And you get the cover that goes on top to seal that shut. You get a strainer for each cycle of the tumbler. So when it's done with a cycle, you pour the rocks out into this. You can rinse them, clean them off. You get the ceramic tumbling media that you use to help fill up the ceramic or the barrel, and it helps to also shine and polish the stones, or actually helps more to take the edges off and stuff. You only use this for the first 2 cycles. You get several pieces of jewelry that once your polished rocks are done, you can put the jewelry in, which is a kind of cool feature. You get a little screwdriver in case you need to pry off this metal ring. Don't have to pry it off. I've been able to pull it off with my fingers, but they do give you this just in case. You get the power adapter. You get their instruction manual, which is excellent. It takes you through step by step. Then it has a frequently asked questions section. It goes through cycle 1, cycle 2, cycle 3, and cycle 4 on how to use it. Then it has a really cool section on learning, a learner's guide for if you're new to this. It walks you through what to do, how to do it, what types of rocks to get, how to check the hardness, all that kind of stuff. Then it tells you the rocks that you get in the kit, because this kit comes with all of these rocks, and you can see them here. So the rocks you get rose quartz, you get amethyst, red jasper, black obsidian, Dalmatian jasper, which is this little guy that's going to look really cool when it's polished. You get lapis lazuli, aventurine, and tiger's eye. So those are the ones you get in the kit. Now, of course, you can find your own. You can just look up online your state and the types of rocks in your state that you can find that are good for polishing, and it'll tell you, because not all rocks, you can't just go out and find any rock. Soft rocks aren't very good for it. Not all rocks polish up well. There are certain rocks, and each state has different rocks in it. So just Google your state and what rocks do we have that are good for polishing. If you don't want to do that, you can just go online and buy rock kits like this one. You can buy just the kinds you like and that you want. I do like the kit comes with a bunch of different ones, so that's really, really cool. But there is also a really cool aspect to going out in your yard or in your area and finding a couple of rocks that are just right and that can be tumbled and polished, and getting something like that and doing it rather than just buying it at the store. But it's whatever you want. You can do it either way. Now, before I get this going and get the first set of rocks in there and start the tumbling process, let me answer some of the most commonly asked questions about this rock tumbler. First of all is people ask, can it tumble other materials? And the answer is yes, it can tumble other materials. A lot of people use it for sea glass, coins, jewelry, beads, pottery pieces. So it's designed for rocks, but you can tumble some other things in it as well. So it's good. That's good to know. Is it noisy? Not really, especially with the rubber base here. This one, again, 6 times less noisy than most rock machines. And you'll get to hear it So you'll get an idea of how noisy it is, but it's really not bad. People ask, is it energy efficient? Yeah, it doesn't take much energy. And they ask that because it runs a long time. It's 4, 5, 6-day cycles, even 9-day cycles in some cases. But it's just a little 12-volt adapter, so it's not going to suck up a lot of your power. Now, each stage, people want to know that. How long are the stages? They can, depending on the rock, they can be up to 9 days. Typical 4 to 6 days, depending on, again, the hardness of the rock, how much rock you have in there. But typically 4 or 5 days, maybe 6 days for each cycle, and you're usually going through about 4 cycles. So that gives you an idea how long it takes. And how do you clean it? It's pretty simple, and I'm going to show you this when we're actually using it, but you just pour the rocks out of here through your strainer, and you go outside. Do not, this is important, do not pour the grit and stuff down your sink, your tub, or your toilet, because it hardens like concrete, and it will just completely clog all your plumbing. So do not do that. We're going to show you, you take this outside and you wash it outside with a hose, or if you want to do it inside, you get a bucket of water and you clean it in that bucket of water. But you do not pour the stuff that comes out of this, the slurry that's left, down your sink drain, your tub drain, your toilet. So, but we'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to pause the video for a minute, get this set up for the first batch, and get it started. All right, we're ready to add our first batch of rocks. These rocks came with it. They're the first set. They're all the similar hardness. You want to put similar hardness rocks together. So what I've gotten here is rose quartz. I've got amethyst, aventurine, red jasper, Dalmatian jasper, and tiger's eye. And we even have some amethyst that was ours. So we're going to put ours in and see how it does with polishing that. But we've got all those other ones here. We've got the Dalmatian jasper. We've got the red jasper. We've got the blue one here is, this purple one is amethyst. The blue one's not supposed to be in there. Not supposed to put that in, that's the wrong one. But we've got all those, and we're just going to put them in the tumbler. And you don't want the tumbler more than half to 2/3 full with rocks. Otherwise it won't move enough. So you can see with these rocks, we're not even close to half to 2/3 full. So once the rocks are in, and you get this thing that tells you rinse the stones with water before you fill the barrel with them, which we did. Don't overload it, so we're looking to half to 2/3. And then they give you all the packets of grit for each stage. Grit 1, grit 2, grit 3, and grit 4. Grit cannot be reused, but you can buy more grit online. So about 2 tablespoons of grit per pound of rock. So what they've given us, we'll take this whole bag. This is about 1.7 ounces. So we'll just take the grit. The grit kind of looks like that. We pour the grit in. So we've got that done. Then you fill with water until the water just covers the top of the rocks. So that's what we're going to do. Or before that, we're going to use the media here. Because it says you should use this media to fill this up the rest of the way. And this is ceramic media that helps with the tumbling process, and it also works as a filler. And this can be reused. So we're going to dump this in. I think to get halfway to 2/3, we're going to need all of this. Yeah, and that kind of gets us close to half full, not quite. We're about that full. That gets dumped in. Then we fill with water until the water just covers the top of the rocks. So there's not an exact measurement. It depends on how many rocks you got in there, but we're going to just cover the top of the rocks, and there we go. So now we've got our water added. Once that's added, we take this rubber lid, because this has to seal this. So this is a lid that has the rubber edge on it, and we stick it down in there, and now that's sealed. Seals it like that. Then on top of that goes this metal lid, which pushes down, seals it even further. Then you put the lock nut on top, and you tighten this right down. You want it good and tight. Don't want to snap it or anything, but a good amount of tightness. Like that. Now it's ready to go into our tumbler, And it basically just sits in there like this. That's it right there. We make, and what you do is you check to make sure it's not leaking. That's a good idea to do before you put it in there. So I am going to check. That's tightened down nice and tight. I see no leaking. This goes into the tumbler. And then, just before you use it, on the back, there's a little cover here, and that exposes the belt. And you just want to put a little oil on that belt. And it says you can use any type of lubricant. So I'm going to get some, and I'll be right back. So I've got a little lubricant right here. Just going to get a paper towel. Put this right under here, and it says any lubricant. This is lubricant I got for my electric bike for the chain. So I think we can use this, and it'll work just fine. So I just add a little lubricant in there. A couple of drops. Should do the job. We can put the cover back on. There we go. Cover's back on. We're going to be able to plug it in and start it. And again, just so you're aware, they walk you through everything. Like here's cycle 1. So if you're new to this, it tells you just how to do it, all the steps I just did. It tells you how long each thing should go for. So right here, each cycle, how long the cycle should be for the rocks, so you get an idea of that. And it even has, if you've got more than one rock tumbler, it's got a log on the back, which is kind of cool. You can put in, you know, the material, the day and start time, the grit number, the media, the finish time, how long it went, your observation. So that's kind of a cool thing too. So just give me a second. I'm going to plug this in, set the timer. The first cycle, it says, should go between 4 to 6 days. So it says the longer the better, so I'll probably set it to 6 days. And you can check it in a day or so. And also, in the first 4 hours, they say check the tumbler because it does produce some off-gassing, so you can burp it. You can, in the first 4 hours, burp it a couple times and then put it back in. And there is a pause button on the front that lets you pause it, pull the tumbler out, you can burp it, and then it should be fine. So, but we're going to get it started here. All right, got it plugged in. We're going to turn it on. So that's how loud it is. That's not very loud. We're going to set it to 6 days. And then we're going to set it to the highest speed because that's what it recommends, speed 3. So that's all in the book. So you get all that information to know what to do with it. And I'm going to check this after about 4 hours. It's 5:30 now, so around 9:30 tonight. I'll check it, I'll burp it, and then I'm just going to let it run. And I'll check it every day. First step or process is to get the rough edges off. All right. So we've had it running for 6 days in cycle 1. We're going to open it up. You see up there the picture of how rough edged the rocks were when I started this. We had no leaks or anything, and I checked it periodically every few days just to check on it. And the stuff inside is very much like a concrete mix. So you can see it right there. It's like concrete. So again, one of the big warnings was do not put this down your sink or your tub or your toilet because it will harden like cement. So I've got a bucket of water here. So I can rinse the top off. Set it there. You can see what the slurry inside looks like. I think, yeah. And it says just to dump the rocks out into this. But I think what I'm going to do, because I don't want to lose all my little pellets too, I'm just going to get the rocks out, rinse them good in this water, and you're going to see how smooth they are already. Got to get a lot of the grit off. But you're starting to see just how smooth they are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through, I'm not going to show you, but I'm going to clean this all up. I'm going to reuse my media here, this, which is the ceramic media. That can be reused, which is really nice, over and over again. So we'll get that out of there. We'll rinse that off. But that can be reused. I'm not going to go through the process of showing you because you already saw how to put everything in, but I'm going to stop it here. I'm going to put everything in for step 2, run it for 4 or 5 days, and then I'll be back to show you what that looks like. Well, here we are. Stage 3 is done. So first stage I did, I think, 6 days. Next stage, 6 days. This one, 9 days. We've got 1 stage left, but here are the rocks. I'll kind of zoom in, but boy, are they starting to polish up. You remember what they looked like before this? There'll be a picture up there that shows you, but they are really starting to polish up nicely. I mean, look at this one. Oh, that is gorgeous, isn't it? Just beautiful. This one's going to be beautiful too. Got a bunch of little pieces that came off of one we had originally. This one's going to turn out really, really nice. Look at some of the colors on that as I spin it around. That's going to be gorgeous. This one's starting to polish up nicely. So we're going to do our last tumbling bit to it. Our last grit, our grit 4. We'll put this in. We'll run this and I'll come back and show you what the final product looked like. So here it is, the final version. Once you've polished the rocks, a little mineral spirits or oil on them, just makes them really, really shine. I mean, look at that. They're absolutely gorgeous when they're shined up like that. I mean, look at how some of these look. I mean, this is definitely a jewelry piece. You can make a piece of jewelry out of that for sure. Same with this, just gorgeous. That's going to make a nice piece of jewelry. Or it could go on a display or something. Love the red here. Look at that. I mean, these are just, they came out fantastic. So here's what I would say. If you're watching this video, you're obviously in the market for something like this. You're looking for a rock tumbler. It's a great, great hobby. And you're watching this product. This product caught your eye, and rightfully so. It is an excellent rock tumbler. Does everything you need it to do, does a great job. So why don't you do this? Go ahead and put one in your cart. Give it a try, right? You've got nothing to lose by getting one of these and giving it a try and seeing what you think of it. I'm confident that if you get one of these, you're going to love it just as much as I do. And if you're watching this on YouTube, just click the link in the description below. That'll take you right to your Amazon account, to this product page, and you can put one in your cart that way. Either way, you're going to love it.